Okay, here's how to play the main parts for Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden. And the first thing you need to do is pull up the tab. And maybe there's some problems with this tab, but it sounds really accurate to me. So the first thing you need to do is this sort of major and minor pattern thing in the intro. So the easiest way to start learning it, this lesson's aimed at beginners. I'm just going to play in clean tone so you can really hear what I'm doing. So the first thing that you want to do is just put your pinky, actually I find beginners like to do it with your ring finger more. I do this with my pinky, but try taking your ring finger and make sure you pull up the tab and look at the top notes on the B string. Just only play those notes. So ignore everything on the A string. So just go like this, 12. So you're going to move your ring finger like 12, 10, 8, then you're going to slide from 7 to 8, then back to 7, and then 5, 7. So it should sound like this. We're doing the first measure in the intro. Then the next measure is almost the same, but you're going to go into 4. So 12, 10, 8, 7 to 8, 5, 4. So try it with only this finger first. So make sure you can do that. So look at the top line and only use this finger. It's kind of unnatural to do this, but you'll see why in a second. So only using your ring finger. Once you can do it, then you got to start learning these. This is a major pattern, major interval from 10 to 12. And I'm going to pick with these two fingers just like this. So you just go. So the ring finger is going to do what we just did. That's why you want to practice it. But this finger is going to change shapes depending on what interval we need in the bass note. So 10, 12. You go to 9, 10. Then you go to 7, 8. And then you're going to do a slide from 5, 7 up to 7, 8. So that's a little tricky because you're transforming that shape as you slide it. So I need to practice that on its own. Oops. Into 5, 7. Then 3, 5. So the first measure should be. And then the next measure is almost the same, but it goes down to 2, 4. So the thing that can throw you off is this. So just work on that separate if you need to. So here's the whole first line. Then what you can do to make this sound cooler is before you play the riff, hit the E string. Then you're adding the bass. So you go through it like this. And then if you want, the bass changes to C. You can go like this. Then D. Then. So there's no way to add C on guitar and play that. So what you do is you hit them on 8. Then 7, 10, 8, 7, 8, 9 on the G string. And then you hit the D string. And then back to this. So I like to use my pinky, so you can try with your pinky. Some people like this. Then once you got that, the next riff, so scroll down, is riff A in the tab. You're going to go to 14. So you're going to bend 14. I only bend it and then release it. So I do a bend release. Then to 12, or you can do it the way it's written, which is, I just like bend release. So 14, bend to 16, 14. Then to 12, then a little hammer on. And then 9, 11. Then you bend it again, 12, 11 to 12. 9, 8, so it should be. And then at the end of each line they do these trills, and I honestly can't tell exactly what they're doing. The tab kind of gives a hint at it, but it doesn't sound quite right. The first time I think it sounds good to go like this, so after you do the riff, then you can go just on 14 and 16. Just really fast like that, sounds good. And if you put some distortion on it, or overdrive, it'll sound a lot better. Then you go through it again. And then the next trill, I think it sounds like they're going like this. What I think he's doing, he's either lowering the pitch with like a whammy, or he's just going like this. He's taking 12, 15. So when you lower it down, and then the next riff starts. So the trills are pretty hard to make sound cool. The tab has something written that just didn't really sound right to me, so I just ignored it. The next part that you need is the main riff. It's going to be like, so this is a little weird. Like when you first learn it, it sounds different than like it feels to play it. So the first part, the first measure, if you scroll down where it says both guitars, the first hammer on right here is going to be really fast. So it's like, just make sure you can do that really fast. So it's 7 with your pinky. So really fast hammer on from 4 to 5 back to 4. Then middle finger on 5, and then you got to do a pull off from 7, 5, 4. So that could be hard if you're a beginner. So it's kind of like, and then you just bar up to 4, and then so. The next one's a little slower. The next one's more constant notes, not that fast part. The whole thing is. So it's pretty hard to get it going fast. It actually sounds faster when you start putting distortion on it. So that's that riff. Just make sure again that you do that first hammer on and the first measure really quick. So you might need to practice this on its own. Because when I first was learning this, I wasn't doing this hammer on fast enough because I heard it different in my head than it actually is. And once you learn it and play along, it will sound right. The next part's really easy. You just do little power chords. So this is E5, so 7, 9. Then you go G5 to C5, and then A5 to D5. So, and the next part you go from, this is B5 to E5, B5, C5, and then you gotta go. This part is hard to go fast and do it clean. What you want to do is 2, 3, 2, then move your fingers up to here, 5, 4, stretch to 7, 7, 5, and then up to E5. So I practice that on its own, like, it's hard to go fast and do it clean. That's a little sloppy. So that's the chords, and then they just start strumming them. E5, C5, D5. So same thing, just the strum different chords before you do the. Oops. You gotta pick a finger. I find if I do these fingers, it's a little faster for me, but this might work better for some people. So that's that. The next part's real fun and pretty easy. It says riff C, guitar 1 Dave. You go. So you put your pinky on 7, you pause, then 4, 5, 4, 5, 4. So first part is, then you just change the bass note, but the top stays the same. 3, 4, 5, 4. Then the next part, that keeps going. The other guitar comes in on top. This is fun to do. You go to 5, 7, 9. You go stretch like this. So it's 5, 7, 9, up to 7. 9, 7, 5, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 5, 7, 7. And then the second time through, you go. So there's that. After that, he plays like a pretty simple riff up on top. Whoops. So it's 9, 12, 9, 12, 11, 12 on the G. After that, there's this part that says fast bit, and all the notes are even here. So it's kind of like you got to clear your head out of that first part, because that has kind of a different rhythmic feel, and you just got to be. So it's pinky on 7, 4, 5, 4, 5, up to 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 7, 5, and then C5. And that's that. And then the next part, you're going to strum E5. This part you really got to play along to get the feel for. So here the tab says to go 5, 4, 0. This says rhythm for solos. They go. So this note is D. You could do that. I find it's easier just to go. Because this note is the same. So here I play a little different than the tab. Instead of going. I don't know. I feel like it's sloppy for me when I play it. So E5. And you go D5. E5. D5. Up to E5. And then the last bit I'll do is the part after the solo. This part, there's something missing in the tab. Like, he does E5. Yeah, this part, I don't know. This is where the tab kind of starts to break down, in my opinion. So, anyways, I hope this first part was helpful. If anyone wants more of it, I keep going. But that's it. So I hope that this was helpful to those who are trying to learn Hallowed Be Thy Name by Iron Maiden. And it's a pretty cool song, and it's good to kind of work on some of these like minor arpeggio feels. Like this is minor. This is a major one up here, but this is like a common like E minor sort of pattern. So this is a common sort of feel on guitar. So I hope this was helpful. Bye.